Hello, water signs. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. My name is Steph. We're going to utilize one of my original sets of scrolls to see what shapes and symbols may stand out and speak to your psyche and psychic senses, as well adding on some tarot and oracle. And where Mr. Ghost Gift is here kicking, boop boop. We have Ghost Tube for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our aura adventures. So I'm so grateful you guys are here. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. Timestamps will below, and I'm going to get started with Cancer. So when you're ready, let's go. Cancer, welcome, welcome, welcome. Your talisman card that came up is finding love. Love beyond romance, but maybe you're looking for a little romance. Absolutely, seahorses might also mean something to you or be standing out to you. You also have here 44 or 44. I am supported. Hello, Pamela. Sorry if that's too loud or not loud enough. I never really know. And then your magic card here is prosperity. A prosperous business with riches and success. And I admit, it's why I was kind of feeling like there's a possibility this love, the resonance of what you love, for some might be really career-oriented, or your relationship resonance with your career. Fours might have a symbolic meaning to you. I'm seeing them as like double stable. Like even if your main hustle and your side hustle, whatever the case may be, it's almost like they're paralleling now. They're paralleling hustles. Well, yeah, hustles. The message here is your angels encourage you to continue on your path, your present life path, with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come in the future. And then you have prosperity here. I also see this like the doctor symbol, so it could even just be finding love of self, self-care. Yeah, I don't know. It's what it feels like, Cancer. So it feels all, you know what it makes me feel like? It makes me feel like there's always pros and cons, but like a waterbed. You know, it just... There's something so special. It reminds me of like back in the day, if somebody had a waterbed, it was like you're rich, like you're so bougie. And like being on, and very specifically my cousin had one. She had like silk sheets, and it was just, anytime we were there, it was like, oh, this waterbed was so beautiful. Nonetheless, now while a waterbed may not have the best support, maybe it's like a hiding support. There's a different kind of support there. Nonetheless, the energy that I'm feeling right now, Cancers, is like water that is running smooth. Here's your scroll. You know the drill as well. If this scroll, any shapes or symbols are standing out and speaking to you, please follow that. Feel free to comment below, as it does
Pisces.
help the channel. Sorry, I'm seeing something. There's a gentleman in spirit. I think he was like a dad. Feels stern, almost like tough love, and I'm his baby. So almost okay. It may be misunderstood at times. If this message is for you, you'll understand it, and if it's not for you, thank you for holding space for others to receive this part of their scry story. It's like they were so stern at some points. And then also like Animal from the Muppets, where they could just like, maybe they partied hard and with love, finding love in a more resonance of respecting adults, what you saw growing up. Maybe it didn't make sense. You know, like it's that age old, like having young parents or something like that, teenagers or really young, and they're out partying, and you remember, especially if you're, you know, like 70s babies, 60s, 70s, it was... yeah, at least for me, my parents were young, but you know what I'm saying, something along that lines. And finding your way to support yourself in a waterbed where it's so wonderful, but at some point in time, it's like, I don't know if you grow out of certain things, of like just kind of going with the flow. Somebody jumps on the bed and you get knocked off, and whatever emotions that might be in. And it's like, now I've gone from the waterbed, received the benefits, enjoyed it. It became more prominent as cons, or in your growth of whatever does support you. And then you go to like a memory foam mattress. I'm so aware that I've been all over the place, but this is how it feels. This is how it feels. And now I feel like I'm really stable, and I'm like, I love my new bed. I love the relationship I have maybe with a parent, or even the way I can look upon them, especially if they have passed on and maybe there can't be that conversation back and forth. Because I also feel like this is understood from the other end as well. And that feels really well.
Please come back.
Cave of Ice for Cancer. Something's come to a conclusion. That storyline of some sort, whatever felt unstable, you've grown and grown out of it now. You've grown and grown out of it. Also, I want to know, okay, that's coming out with, okay. So, differences and individuality. So, again, maybe you and this masculine energy felt differently, viewed things differently, went about things differently. Maybe it's your masculine energy. The 4-4, it's like you're the same, but you're different. And there's some conclusion to this overbearingness, tough love, which can be appreciated. Again, right? The pros and cons. It's absolutely, has its place. But now I feel like I found my individual nature amongst kind of all of it. Because I'm seeing sharks here as well. Now the sharks they're almost like gummy bear sharks, where now I can just like chomp, chomp, chomp on them. And it's quite wonderful, actually. And this is all in the Cave of Ice with this conclusion, defrosting. And this is in your Cave of Winds of how you're thinking or feeling about how you're thinking, but how you're thinking. And I feel like I have found this. I have found in the Finding Love the prosperity of support in this multidimensional waterbed, and it's in my eyes. There's another realm here. Yeah, okay, I'll just keep it at that. So I kind of feel like I am the daughter or son of, I don't know, like Thor or something like that, or Poseidon, pick one. And okay, I don't know what show it is, but the point being is that they can't
Come outside.
The parent can't reach me for one reason or another, so maybe their density or incarnation is in a different, the part of their aspect energy is in a different place right now. Anyway, sorry, Cancers. Maybe this is in regards to love, a partnership or a pairing, a companionship, romance, that we can't be together right now, or it's not working out. But I want to go into the one rabbit hole that's standing out to me the most. I am being viewed from another realm. I kind of feel like they're superhero-y in this weird way. Like they can open up the clouds to view down at you and offer you actually sharks of protection now versus being the shark. Because I don't know if they were ever incarnate at some point in time. They were learning about power. But you had the longevity. So then I have here in the Cave of Hearth Fires in your heart is summon and playfulness. And I hope this is how you're feeling at this point in time, or at least have faith in something. And see, even as like this is opening up in these little spots here, it's like now you can touch it. You can touch. Okay, I don't mean to sound so creepy when I say that. Because like this parent or this person, this partner, this soul, the twin, whatever words feel well to you, has this ability to tune in and see. Maybe you're connected somehow, intuitively, empathically, whatever the case may be. But I'm going to stick to my one storyline the way I'm seeing it. Somebody up in the clouds that can kind of open it up to view down at you like they're a god, but they can't be here at the same time as you anymore. Anyway, so the same way they can do that, it's like I'm realizing I have that power. It's like being a hybrid. There is a show or something that I could reference. I swear to God, make this a lot easier, but it's not coming through, Cancer. So, and this is where I get to play with my power. And it's like, oh, I'm realizing I am supported by this like sky god parent of sorts or teacher. And I have a power. Like I can just touch. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to stop trying to just, because I'm making it worse. Cave of Rivers for Cancer. Thank you. You have here deceit. I feel at some point in time you have felt not only deceit but defeated or deceitful in relation to something about your support.
Healing.
And you are healing from it in a prosperous way, or something in a more romantic or business relationship. And it's like, I was going to be here for the long haul, or we were going to make this happen. And you felt, I don't know if something interfered, or that's the way I'm feeling, something interfered. Someone, something, a concept, a conundrum, something interfered. But I inevitably feel like it made me feel like I've been lied to. And it kind of swept support from underneath my feet, or I had to regain some sort of supportive footing in regards to this situation, whatever that may be. Yeah, see, somebody up there sees you. Somebody up there sees you. In your cave of earth, 2 came out is risk and listening. I feel like in some way, shape, or form, whatever this was, this one branch of all of this, you were willing to take risks. So you don't understand what could interfere when you were willing to like go all in. That's how I'm feeling about that. Now I'm taking the risk on me and I'm listening. See how she's got this book, and then there's a book ending and a book beginning here. The beginning book is over here on Earth. As I'm being viewed from beyond Earth, playing and summoning my powers forward. Because it kind of feels like, Cancer, something I went through, whatever these things might be, and finding my differences, or finding the me in the forest of the trees, the apples and the oranges, and being both, enjoying both. I feel like I'm summoning in support by becoming more playful about what it is now, because I was very serious over here. Very, very, I feel like even when I was growing up, it was very serious, or there's very serious things that you contend with. And now I feel it's like aging backwards, Benjamin Buttons. It's like now you can play. Now you can play. New book, who dis? Closing out message oracle card for Cancers. Cancers, if you haven't already, please do consider like, sharing, and subscribing. Your guys' support, awareness, and attention truly warms my haunted heart, and it is inspiring.
Susan.
Here you have loyalty coming through. And then you have Hades as well. Interesting, because this is like the serious vibe of it right from the beginning of, you know, like the parent figure, the tough love, and being chained to something, and then through even the underworld. You've already been there. And if in the future you decide to learn something and go there again, it'll be very familiar. You know, it's like watching the show Charmed, and you get an upgrade, or, you know, whatever, they go through so many things, and then their like powers change and they become playful with that new power. However, so if you are finding love, male or female express, the energies are balanced, and that creates
Old souls.
The ultimate support. That love, business, professional, corporate, creative, yada, yada, yada. And it creates a foundation for prosperity more than meets the eye. With riches and success. It's just, it feels prosperous, even in its ability to be porous and provide. And I even want to note, like, this kind of has, like, remember when I was talking about, like, that Poseidon or Thor kind of feeling? Loyal love here, even if, I don't want to say even if it's unto yourself, but first and foremost, Cancer is unto oneself, loyal to your love. I'm going to let it be. Until next time, thank you so much for being my muse, and may you meet a message with meaning. Until next time, bye. Hello, Pisces. When you're ready. Sorry, I feel like I had a weird blank moment
She
there.
won't leave.
Let's go. All right, let's dig in, Pisces. Me, oh my. All right, so your angel number is 8. Your talent for setting and reaching goals is like no other. You are self-sufficient and capable of achieving your ambitions. Representing the ebb and flow, the infinite loop of creation, I am successful. Your talisman card is grounding, which is also an anchor here. So you're really anchoring into something successfully. Whatever your goals might be, whatever you have your eye set on. And then you have here love charm. Attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner. It doesn't have to be love romantically, but it could just simply be whatever you attract that you love, right? Soulfully can invest in, and something that will be with you for a long time, that you can ground in and root in for a long time. I also want to know, Pies, Cancer before you had some very reflective, like, I feel like you guys could just like really make a good couple. Business, personal, professional, whatever the case is. Very silly today. I apologize. Pies, I'm going to take a moment and swing on over to Cancer. Okay, Pisces. All right. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything in your scroll, please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself. But I appreciate any interactions with the channel. I'm going to dig in here.
Positive.
Yeah, it is very positive. I am... Whew. There's a conversation. I'm sitting and having tea. You might have somebody you love that's in spirit, or something about in your root. Okay, sorry. Thank you. I'm having tea with what I wish to generate. Whatever grounding goals I have, grounding goals, and I am in the root space here, but I'm having tea. And some very important things can happen over tea or coffee. It's like going for a business meeting over drinks or on a golf course. There's something about this arena that feels like a lot of business is getting done, but it's happening in a very calm way. I actually feel very poised here. And we can do this over tea. We can talk this out over tea. Especially if there's any sort of like ironing out details about something. Yeah, okay, let's keep going. Sorry, somebody has passed. And I feel like they're like really like, I feel them sometimes like they're like right here. Like right here. I also feel like when I talk to them or go to their urn or grave, I'm like, I embrace it. I have like no hesitancy. Now, I don't know why one would, but maybe just people have a thing, right? And that's, I understand that, but I feel like I just,
it's what I want.
Embrace it. Could even be like a sweater or room, or there's something I embrace very, very caringly and with no holds bars of my love for this person. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, sorry. I'm also seeing a red phoenix. See, because whatever I'm grounding into emotionally, like I've already had the idea. I've got my luggage. I'm ready to ground into something.
No regret.
And I don't want no regrets. I don't want any regrets, and I don't think you do. I also feel like you have a very charming...
I'm confused.
How do I say? Don't be confused, love. We're just... There's something about your, like, the scent of a woman, the scent of a man. Like, even that says something. And maybe you really notice that as well in other people. So, because maybe it tells you something about, like, their chemistry, or maybe your chemistry. I don't know what it is. Because I'm seeing it right in here. This couple, way, way deep in here. In your cave of ice, you have here Shadow and Selkie of freedom. So it's almost like these are like how I'm having tea. They're both very open. And like I was talking about, even with the urn or the graveyard, perhaps this is a part of you that has passed on, grown up, or no longer is. And you're like, I'm here for it. And this isn't this isn't in the way like, you know, when people do like, or they try and, you know, jar. It's like,
Do you want to play?
I am here. And I'm not afraid of my own shadow. I'm not afraid of what was. And I'm not saying that you were pies in any way, shape, or form. You've been through the fire. You've been through things that have made your blood boil. And while you might be able to be like, you want to go? This feels like a heart opening.
Healing.
Do you want to love again, or embrace what you're so charming. You're so charming. Sorry, give me a moment, because I kind of get lost in that charming. Your energy feels very charming, pies. It's literally like calling you a pie. It's like literally smelling a pie on a windowsill, and it like lures people in. But if I feel like there's just something very specific that you have fine-tuned in like the recipe of your reality. And this isn't, and I'm not just talking about romance love. This is love of resonance of whatever your
Impressed.
love frequency chooses to express itself in or follow
Impressed.
other. It is very impressive. So keeping love as large as it can be in freeing the word love from specific paradigms, but also honoring when it fits perfectly.
Strangled.
Yeah, perfectly kind of strangles it, but hopefully you know what I mean. And now I kind of feel like I'm in this smooth sailing feel because I've anchored in on something. Pies, let's keep going. I've anchored in on something. Maybe you're living on a water boat, or you live on the water or something along that line, and you anchor in at certain ports, or it's with certain people, places, or things, portals even, whatever the case may be. It's like, I am here.
Have you been before?
In your cave of, winds, a lot of S's on the go here. Is Sheila Nagig? Look at that heart, like literally peeled open. This is all that red. It's like the root concept, the generating chakra, vortex, medicine wheel runs all through the body. Because I'm seeing like a car, like watching oil run through it for lubrication. Runs all through the body. It's like a river. This is your ebb and flow and the infinite loop of even your own body just recycling itself and being so heart open as you age, as you grow, as you be male or female free. And it's like I don't know, Pies, if you were finding things that kind of lock you up in loops that you're like, oh, this loop actually is kind of suppresses, where there's other loops that it's like free energy. It just keeps going and going and going. That's what it feels like. Because then you have boundary here in your cave of winds, and yet you have freedom here in your cave of ice that I'm unlocking. It's like you can have your boundaries and be grounded without having to be at the whim of all the winds of everyone else and anyone else. It's like all the pies on the windowsills. You got some self-discipline, that's for sure. Cave of Hearth Fires in your heart, 2 cards. We have here Minotaur, Compassion, and Service. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Because at some point in time, you've been locked up in a loop. Maybe it was a love thing. Again, whatever that love was, business, corporate, creative,
Guilt.
or romance, or just some sort of domineering energy. And you might have had too much compassion for I don't know, saying too much compassion is the proper way, or is a proper indicative way of me saying that, but hopefully you can understand. It's like, have compassion, or you've had compassion, or maybe been too tolerant, and now you have really good boundary, and realizing where that tolerance line is, and you just free energies that are not yours to carry, even though somebody or even yourself might wish to carry guilt. But that's not being of service, because your heart is in the right place. Over and over and over again, your heart is in the right place, but you can't change someone or something, but you can successfully be you, generate what it is that you want. In your, you have 2 cards again, you have lots of 2s coming out. In your cave of rivers of how you're feeling is pooch, fear, and I'm not going to say, and blessings. Okay, see this? I know it's a fish
Talk
there.
with me.
But we're so here for you if you would like to talk with the Pisces Collective. And this is how I feel like you're feeling. I know this is a big seal, but I feel like you were protected by the blubber, the fat, the skin of a seal. You can still open up. And this is a blessing. Whatever you're catching in your grounding, whatever your talent is, I think you have a really good talent. But you've had to work through something. Maybe it's a spiritual sense as well. Like maybe you've had to work through some like serious fright. I'm not talking about just some serious stuff.
Strange.
Yeah, just some serious stuff. Like even supernatural scary to good old fashioned, I don't want to say good old fashioned, but abuses and stuff. You've been through it. You've been through it. You've turned it into the blessing though. You've turned it into the blessing. And perhaps by having a boundary to somebody who at once was kept you or made you feel
Gemini.
captive. Saying, it almost kind of feels like a narcissist kind of feel. 2 cards again, Cave of Earth, Pies. Illumination and focus. Yeah, you've got the fire in you now. I almost want to say like, look out. You've made the change. You've made the change. And this here, I want to place right there. And this is almost like even like like you yourself are a love spell walking. I feel like people can get addicted to you or obsessed with you.
Foolish.
Yeah. And that's kind of what gets me into, feels like up here. Or maybe you feel like I don't know what it is. But it's like these 2. These 2 are having tea. The shadow and Hecate.
House.
Illumination and depth. It's incredible. I don't even know that there's words. And there's something, it's like the captain of this anchor, of this ship of success and of charm and this focus of service, while these 2 are having tea. I'm going to say this, that maybe it's your masculine energy, because that's how I'm feeling it, because it's double feminine. Oh, that makes sense, because you're the 2 fishes. Okay. Double masculine, double feminine. And maybe that's why everything was coming out in doubles. And in this card is changing on me now, where he, just as a quick reference, has been protecting, say, this feminine energy doing her work. It's like nobody is getting in to bother this work being done. Nobody's coming in. Nobody's coming in. And this feels very positive. It's like you're not breaking this boundary while my feminine energy is healing, working on purifying, is in shadow, whatever the case is,
Devil.
not happening. And that's where like the devil feeling of this Minotaur comes in and serves as an amazing spiritual protector. And it's like, that's how it kind of feels. It's like, I'm not afraid of the Minotaurs and the devils anymore, because
How are you?
now they are working with me and protecting me. But this is not in human form. Very specifically, this is not in human form. Because I feel like people, I don't know, they just don't understand something about power around you, Pisces. Like, you're too pie on the window. You're too scentillicious. And then with these two working with fire and water, this masculine and this feminine energy within you of your other fishes. I love the fishes because they're so delicious. Oh, it feels fantastic. And I'm not sure if I'm doing it any justice, but I hope I at least projected out enough that you can put the pieces in together. And this isn't even like a feeling of like the fear and the frights that I've been through. I want a retribution or vengeance and feel the fear I had. No, you're way too wise for that. You're way too wise for that, Pies. Because you know that keeps the cycle going, and it separates your fishes of sort.
Bobby.
It's like I don't even know that there's words. Okay, closing out message.
Cheating.
There is a big old owl, large wingspan there. Closing out for Pies. Can we get an oracle card? Or do I dare say, or two? Oh, look, we only have one. We have playful. I think Cancer had play as well. You might really want to check out the Cancer, or maybe wherever Cancer is in your chart, or if you're vibing and working with Cancer energy, right? It doesn't always have to be where it is. Maybe you're understanding where Cancer can help you. Tuning into the Cancer collective can help you be not only more playful, compassionate, but also making sure you know the other side of Cancerian energy, you know. But it's like having this tea. The tea for two, and let us talk over this, and let us have this very sacred space of success together. Maybe it's your talent, your I don't know, your scent. I'm just gonna leave it. I can't even think of other words. It's like this whole room is filled with like a bakery and bacon all at the same time. Pisces, thank you so much. Until next time, I will see you again soon. Much love. Bye. Hello, Scorpio. When you're ready, let's go. All right. I'm going to grab a scroll in just a second, but I wanted to bring up your talisman card, which is resilience, the little fox in there. And if any other symbols stand out to you. Your angel number, numerology, is I am in the flow, 777. Your purpose flows from within you, and is everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness in your soul. I like that. It totally reminds me of like jackpot. Like, I don't know if that, like for some reason I'm seeing like a, what are those things called for heavens and hot dogs? Slot machine, like with the cherries. Is there something with sevens as well? Maybe sevens is standing out to you. Might even be a life path 7. And then I have here Labyrinth, your magic card number 12. Raising your energetic vibration and enlightenment. Holy schmoly macaroni. Yeah, you were flowing between all the lines of the labyrinth. Or like meditatively walking. And it makes me feel like you've been through time after time. Sorry, give me a moment. Once, like maybe through different parts of walking each of these rings of circle, like if you were to cut a tree and see different timelines, lives, emotions, feelings, etc. There's been some, resilience. But now that I feel like it's time for the reward,
Curse.
Scorps. It's time for the reward. And now you get to like just flow like a lazy river a little bit. And actually flow with the purpose of whatever it is that your personality, what you prefer, what you wish to pursue. Scorpios. Okay. Here's your scroll. You know the drill. If you want to see, sense, and feel anything, please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself. And we're going over there. Okay. So Scorps, right off the hop here. Sorry, that card wanted to come out. I feel like I am seeing Odin's wife. I don't know if Odin has a wife, but I'm seeing Odin's wife. Somebody with like a very large fur coat as well.
It's possible.
Like I don't know, I feel rich. I feel very rich. And I feel like I have this aura that you know what?
I'm stuck.
Okay, I'm stuck. I know. Thank you. Do you know what? If you were to, it's like if you were talking and it was cold outside, you could see breath. And if you were to cook something and you can see the steam rising, I'm not talking about steam in like anger or aggregation or anything like that. This feels like that's part of your aura. Like I can just see, not your stank, I can just see your aura emanating like heat waves. Probably the nicest way to say it, you know? It's like you look outside on a hot day and you can see the heat waving. Are you bringing the heat? Are you the heat? Because when this energy walks towards me, this
Libra.
richness, this resilience, this person, male or female, masculine, feminine energies are just one. It's like you're not going to be able to pit the mom against the dad or the dad against the dad or the good cop to bad cop. This energy Scorps of you, or at least I feel is around you in your aura here, but I'm just a guess, so thank you. It's not to be messed with, but this doesn't mean it's not also as well, not and also as well, the kindest energy possible. Because of what I've been through and these resiliences and these labyrinths, maybe of love, maybe in finding out what you like, what you dislike. And the labyrinth might seem confusing when you were in it. But now you get to look above it and see the water flowing around and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that flow. That's where I'm going now. Whew, that was intense. I hope I didn't butcher that for you. I'm also seeing like wheelbarrows. The work. Okay, in your cave of ice as Anubis, respect. And I think this is what you've cultivated through your resilience. And you're in the flow of giving and receiving respect. Like this presence, that step forward. I don't want to say demands, because demanding is a very specific kind of energy that can come off domineering. So that's not how it's coming off. It's just like you're being you. And your energy's just naturally like that steam, seeing the heat wave. It's like it commands it maybe naturally. And if someone's ignorant to such, you let them walk on by, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like it's no thing to you. I'm not looking for respect. I'm not looking for situations. Scorps, this is how I'm feeling in your aura. I'm not looking for situations to prove myself. I maintain and hold this respect. And my morals, my ethics, my standards, whatever measurements you have. I keep seeing it like a barber with a close shave with the straight blade. You got to have a skill for that. to trust the person in the chair trusts you, so you're not Sweeney Todd. You know what I mean? You got it. You got it. Cave of River. See? Sweeney Todd feel. Hopefully you're not Sweeney Todd. Have your vampire, but hunger is the point. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for the next. It's like going through what you've been through and not returning to a roar. Because there's something, Scorp's like a little bit way outside of, like, I don't know which line it's in, but I feel like for me it wanders out a little farther because you're already out of it. So maybe it's more inner, I guess, depending on your point of view. So if you're here and now you get to see the flow, it's like I don't want to return to a certain kind of way that is reactive versus responsive, because responding gets you more respect, and you know that. And for other people too, because you're being watched, you're being paid attention to. There's also something about the Phantom of the Opera coming through. I don't know if there's a part of you that you might hide or feel you need to hide that you think is ugly, or that other people would perceive as ugly. I'm not sure what that is. But do you know what? Okay, so as soon as I said that, because
why am I here?
The respect is fully masked. I don't know if he is as well. I don't know, love. Why are you here? You're welcome to share with us. The way it's a curious way I'm seeing it. It's almost like the mask is coming off. Like that I've been wearing, this partial mask that I've been wearing for so long. Because I'm seeing the Family Guy episode where Peter, the dad, lays on the couch and then becomes one with the couch. You gotta peel it away. So maybe this part of you has been masked for a really long time. Maybe even just looking in the mirror. Okay. Cave of Hearthfires for Scorps. Yeah, it's accepting something. It's accepting something about yourself. See, there's like makeup and masks. But it has that, Cinco de Mayo feel. Very much rebirth of the heart. Total eclipse of the heart. There's always something very specific about the green in this card that I have yet to date been able to place exactly what the color of this green makes me feel. But it's something, and I don't know what it is yet. Maybe one day I'll find out what it is. Some of you or somebody might be haunted by a female specifically. Mother, sister, auntie, grandma, something along that lines. But I feel like this is kind of what I've had to work through resiliently and realize that
don't go there.
Something I was focusing on in relation to that relationship was making me hungrier and hungrier for something, a hunger I could never fill. But I accepted something of myself, and knowing to say it's never going to be achieved by looking at somebody else to feed me. So I did something. I went through some cycle. I can't deny that. Cave of Rivers, loyalty. And maybe you stayed in a certain space out of loyalty to yourself, or loyal to your line. Again, I'm coming back to the barber thing. Could also have something to do about your parents and or of course your masculine and feminine energies. It's like somehow I was just accepting hell as normal. No more. And while yes, you cultivated resilience, don't get me wrong, it's like, I don't even want to say now I'm in the path of least resistance. I feel like I've realized I was some sort of prisoner of perception by certain people. By certain people that are and hold a place in my life, perhaps at some point prominent, and I've somehow have kept them there, and I have kept them and been feeding them power, which was mine. I want to note this feels like I've gone through this because what's being revealed to me from the ice that is being unbound. If I felt like it was a spell, like a binding spell, or kept away from me, frozen.
Foolish.
Yeah, it's being released now. Cave of Earth for Scorpio. Foresight Sybil. Card 13 is about integration, but then you also have 777 here. You have this wonderful ability, like this presence that walks into a room. You know, it's like having mafia boss or mafia wife vibes, but you're not part of the mafia or anything. I'm not saying anything, you know what I mean? But taking away any of the associations, but having that presence about yourself. Like, I don't need to have ties to any sort of family or a name. I'm not saying you don't. Hopefully you're not.
It's possible.
Okay. You have freed, accepted certain things about maybe where you've come from, or certain things about yourself and how you've worked through it. I gotta say, quite brilliantly. But that's not to say that it has been... You've been loyal. You've been loyal. It's almost like now between choices I make in the future by having this presence about me, and some of you like really might be wealthy or coming into the flow of money. And maybe that's what you're also hungry for. It's like the next thing that you would like to interact with, the next currency you would like to interact with.
Turn it off.
You'll now be able to see with the foresight of Sybil what will make you revert and relearn a certain kind of resilience. I feel like you can see that now, and what will but it kind of is like deepen your resilience in the present reality that you're creating versus recreating that to learn something again. Like, that's the foresight I feel, Scorps. Does that make sense? I feel like looking at opportunities, people, places, or things, I'm going to ask questions, and I'm also not going to say a darn thing. I'm going to listen. I'm just going to sit back and listen to what they have to say. Like, it's like you can pick up on all these cues, not because you're paranoid, but you're truly listening. Truly listening. And it's like you can gauge from these opportunities what's going to make me go a little and what's going to help reaffirm the reality and the choices that I'm making. See, you won't be seduced.
I'm right here.
You won't be seduced. Frog. Closing out messages for Scorpio. We know you're right here, love. Are you right here with us with the Scorpio Collective? That's amazing. On the bottom, you have intuition. This is that vibe. You got all eyes. You will not be seduced. So we can just let that go. You're in the flow. You've learned your resilience. You might need little, like I'm seeing it like car paint. You might do little touches up every so often because we're not looking for perfection. We're having an experience. But you're going to see whatever opportunities come up and you're going to be like, what will be loyal to me and what can I be loyal to? And what's this hellish thing over here? I'm not taking that opportunity. That's too seductive, perhaps. And then anyway, so you have frog here. May the lily beneath your breast allow you to drink from its healing waters. Be still, for there is serenity behind the drowning croaks. You know which frogs are princes and which ones are duds. Which ones claim they have magic and which ones don't. You've had a teacher along the way, but I feel like, again, I want to kind of come back for just a snippet if it's not everyone's scry story, but
psychic.
if somebody had a certain kind of parent, mother figure, or somebody that you would point as this is why I am the way I am kind of feel. And sometimes by doing everything to not become them, we become them. Somehow you've maneuvered things. I don't mean somehow like, oh, somehow, but you've done what you needed to do to turn this around and be in your own flow. Like in 7/7, turn your luck around. And then the way I'm seeing it is like the toilet flushing, maybe in the west and then far east, and it goes in a different direction. You've turned it around. And maybe that means you moved far away, or maybe that means you made space. There's a sternness right from the beginning. There's a sternness in this. You just don't mess with them. I say them, but it's because it's this kind of presence. It's like you might even be in a position now intuitively. So maybe you are a healer. Maybe you are somebody, a financial advisor. Pick anything, but you also use your intuition. And you also help illuminate it to other people. And it's, there it is. It's like you hold the candle or the candelabra up and you're like, take a look. Take a look again. Not as a test, but to really help other people see layers of loyalty and where they truly reside. Truly reside. I'm going to let this be, Scorpios. Thank you so much for being my muse. And until next time, gratitude galore. I'll see you soon.